Hello? Hello, hi? Are we back? Oh, hello? Hello, testing, hello? Okay, hi. Hello? Hello? Can we hear me now? Weird. Okay, my mic muted itself. And why do we have ads starting up? Get Internet, you blip for like 15 seconds. The stream is freezing. I'm not dropping any frames. Should What's a stream without a little bit of scuff, am I right? Well, ads are apparently starting, so sorry about that. I have a 15-second internet blip and Twitch goes, "Oh, chance for more ads." Fuck off. Ugh. God damn it. Well, hell. Blink twice if you can hear me. Hello. Hello from beyond the veil. All of you in ad jail, I apologize. Blink, blink. Okay, good. Okay, and that means you're not freezing anymore, Doc. Good. Hey, let's stop fucking around, yeah? Well, actually, let's fuck around for a little bit more, and then we'll stop fucking around. Because we want the ads to finish up. Yeah, I'm looking at my Steam wish list right now, and there's some stuff on here that would be cool to play on stream, I think. I think it'd be cool to play. Enough horseplay. Yeah. Yeah. What game just came out? Of Lies and Rain. I got an email about this, and I had put it on my Steam wish list, and I don't know what it's about. Looks like a VR action shooter, like a sci-fi action shooter. Set in a dark sci-fi post-apocalyptic world at the edge of the real and digital realm. You'll fight to reclaim your past and save humanity from the brink of extinction. Could be fun. Could be interesting. Maybe I'll wait till it goes on more sale. It's 20% off right now. There's a demo? I don't see the demo. I think you're lying to me. Oh, download demo. It's right there. Oh, cool. I'll have to check that out. I've got... What else have I got in here? Sword of the Sea is supposed to be pretty good, right? It's the same people who made Journey, right? And Abzu. That might be fun. Give that one a try. Man, I got a lot of stuff on my wish list. Oh boy. Sushi Ben finally got a release date. Coming out in just over a week. In 8 days, it's coming out. I'm definitely gonna have to pick this one up. The demo didn't wow me, but I feel like the full game will, because the demo was fun at first, And then it rapidly became not fun because I think the demo ran out of things to do with me, you know? Like it ran out of things to show off. Whereas I suspect the full game won't be like that. And I liked the game's style. And the VR part of it was a lot of fun. I'm gonna check it out for sure. Ooh, what's this? Oku. Become a traveling monk and embark on a journey towards spiritual growth. Ride the wind across artistic Japanese landscapes as you write haiku-like poems to capture the beauty of nature and unlock forgotten paths. Interesting. I'll put that on my wish list too. Why not? How do I feel about movement shooters, boomer shooters? I'm not good at them. That's sort of the main thing. I am not great at shooters, like in general. You know, you've seen my Arma gameplay. Migs, you still there? Migs can attest to the fact that I am a garbage shot in most video games. There's a reason I don't play a lot of PvP shooters, by which I mean I don't play any PvP shooters because I can't shoot for shit. And even in Arma, like it's all PvE, and even in that, it's like just give me the mortar tube. I don't need to aim that thing. I just gotta tell it where to go and click the button, you know? But one of the best VR games out there is exactly, I'm on the mortars. One of the best VR games out there is Compound, which I quite liked. It's a pixel art VR boomer shooter. It's pretty good. I liked it a lot, actually. Remix like the one guy who kept dying in one mission. You mean Meta? Meta Meta gets shot so goddamn much. Meta beats me for going uncon, but Meta also beats me and everyone in the goddamn unit for the number of kills he gets. Meta's a machine. We like Meta. He's cool. I also go down a lot though. I get shot in the head a lot. I just have bad situational awareness. Some of the dumbest shit. Oh, no, that was someone else. That was was that Barry? Fuck, Barry's a riot. I love Barry. I like everyone in the unit. They're all great. The ninth is great. Definitely need more people to join up. Man. Such a stupid such a stupid thing. Oh hey. Thank you, Doc. You didn't have to remember. You could have let it be. You don't have to give me your money, but thank you. Thank you. Super appreciated. Like you're hurting cats. Hey, Migs, if you let Barry keep his cat ears, maybe it would mitigate the issue a little bit, you know? I think you should let Barry have his cat ears. Look how good cat ears look. Right? It's cute. Let Barry have his cat ears. It's good. I think Barry should get his cat ears, and I think Matt should get his phase 1. I think we should allow that in the unit. The money's a bonus. Well, I mean, for me it is, but that's money out of your pocket. They aren't in the arsenal. I have no idea. I don't know. Arma's great fun. Hey, we're playing some Kingdom Come Deliverance II today, by which I mean I am planning on only doing alchemy stuff. Like, we're just going to do alchemy stuff. So, if y'all want to keep yapping, that's all I had planned for today. Is I just wanted to make potions and shit today, you know? This is it. I'm going to see if I can run this game and my VTuber at the same time. If I start getting a little laggy on my VTuber, I apologize. I did tweak the settings a little bit. I found myself an optimization guide and they told me what to turn down. Because this game, if you're not streaming it, this game is wicked optimized. I was running this on full ultra without issue, like without any issues at all. But streaming it and running it on ultra proved to be just a touch too much for my system. So I've tweaked the settings a little bit according to an optimization guide I found online. And I think it should be okay. But yeah, we're gonna do a little bit of oh, ice cream. Get me some. I love ice cream. What are you getting? I want some ice cream. Stretch time. Okay. One yawn for you on the house. So this is my Henry. This is hello. My name's Henry. Coldstone cookie dough. Oh, you're killing me. I might have to go get some ice cream later. I am proud of you, Umbrella. That's so cool. Hey, I have never gone on a run. Ever. I can't run. I am super unfit. I need to be more fit. Don't you take that as permission, chat. Swear to God. Congrats though. Well done. I was fit for a little bit when I was in Japan on my trip because we walked bloody everywhere. Although the blisters on my feet were the size of my feet by the end of the trip. Like my blisters were monumental. I didn't know blisters could do that. You know, it was crazy. But man, it's nice. It's nice when you have somewhere you can walk, somewhere you can run, you know? You're stuck living in suburban Canada and there's fucking nothing around you. It's just housing. Cheap treadmill, secondhand. Oh, cool. Oh, that's awesome. I want to get a treadmill too. I have an exercise bike. I never use the damn thing because my ass isn't fat enough and it hurts to sit on the bike for too long. You know? I need a fatter ass. Hi, Orpheus. Welcome to the show. Welcome. Hey, let's check it out. We're playing Kingdom Come, Deliverance II. Or as Ozza likes to call it, we're playing some Kingdom Come, Deliverance II. So I say let's start. Let's start while I chat, because this is what the stream's gonna be. Oh, let me change my category. Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. Hopefully, people don't show up hoping for the new DLC. Lots of potions. Hopefully people don't show up for like regular Kingdom Come stuff or delivery, like DLC stuff. But wait, did I deny those? Oh no, I clicked deny instead of allow. Ah, shit. Sorry, Orpheus. I auto-modded you and you like, I'm sorry, I thought I was clicking allow. I'm dumb. I'm sorry. Send it again. Say it again, Orpheus. I'll allow them this time. Do it. What am I playing? I'm playing Kingdom Deliverance 2. Delivery 2. Kingdom Come. And no, okay. My problem is very specifically, I had to look it up myself because the doctors weren't helping me. You know when you go to a doctor and they check you out and you're like, hey doc, I have something wrong with me. I promise you that. They check you out and they're like, nah, you're fine. No, I'm not fine. God damn it. There's something wrong. I had to look it up myself. I have what is called ischial bursitis, which is picture the pelvic bones, the two like the ones that look like antlers, right? Like the two main pelvic bones, the ones at the back. The bottoms of those, you know where they come to a point at the bottom? Mine are too pointy and they compress the nerve running along my ass cheeks when I sit down. So I have a special cushion for my computer chair, and it's instead of it being like a donut like most people have, like if you got hemorrhoids or something, you get a donut, right? The cushion I have has two holes for either butt cheek to like slot into so that the pelvic bones can just sort of hang, you know? It's very comfortable. It also cost me $260. So, you know, why are why are people searching for me? Hello? Yeah, it sucks. It sucks when you sit for too long. I mean, all it really does is it fucks up your butt, like it fucks up your leg. You know when you sit for a weird way and your butt falls asleep? It kind of is like that. Someone's searching for me and I don't know who. Hello? Yeah, whatever. It is uncomfortable. And yeah, I told work that, and work is like, well, I told them, it's like, look, work, if you're going to continue forcing me into the office, I need a standing desk. I need to work from a standing desk. Not because I'm trying to be some sort of fitness guru or anything. Or what the hell is going on with this book? Why are you vibrating like that? But because I can't sit for too long. They're like, well, what do you do at home? It's like, I have a cushion. Awesome. There you go. I have a cushion. Like, well, just bring your cushion. It's like, no, fuck you. I'm not bringing my cushion to work. Fuck you guys. If you want me to sit down at work, you buy me a cushion. Fuckers. And they relented and they gave me a standing desk. Bunch of assholes. But it's awesome looking for Orpheus. Okay, hey, Kingdom Come Deliverance II. This is a game set in 1400s, 1300s or 1400s Bohemia, which is Czechoslovakia or the Czech Republic. It is if you may blah, 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 blah. Red Dead Redemption 2, you know how that was a cowboy simulator for like the old west kind of thing? This is basically medieval knight simulator for this era. Except that you're not playing a knight, you're just playing a dude. You're playing as Henry of Skalitz, who is the son of a blacksmith. In this one, he is the bodyguard for some noble dipshit. I don't like the noble you have to protect. He's annoying. He's gone right now. I don't know where he is. Thank God. But oh, I guess I have music from the game also playing in here, eh? Let's hush that up just a touch. Get the music from the game going. Okay. The game has fantastic ambiance. So it's a little Red Dead Redemption 2. It's a little I want to say Cyberpunk, if only because the entire game's in first person. Like it's only in first person. And it's very involved. Almost everything buff-wise in this game is a potion of some sort. So you have alchemy, you have this alchemy system. And it all looks like this. Even saving is a potion. You have to make, I'll go to it. Where are you? Where are you? I've picked up a lot of things. You have to make something called Savior Schnapps. This is the only way to save when you're out and about. There's 3 ways to save. You can either quit and save from the main menu, or like you press escape, you pull up the pause menu, and then there's a save and quit. But that closes the game. You can save in a bed when you sleep, but that always moves time forward minimum of an hour. Or you can save when you're out and about using a Savior Schnapps, but you need the item in your inventory to save, which I think is cool. But that means you gotta make the stuff or buy the stuff. Like, you can avoid this whole part of the game if you want. You can just hit up the apothecary and buy this stuff. Hi, Spooky. Oh, shoot, that's right. Hey, Doc, I guess you don't have first anymore. Spooky! My stream crashed earlier and I had to restart it. So, congrats on getting first. Okay, I'm doing the thing. I've cleaned my glasses. I did take my meds earlier. Thank you for that. Spooky, we just started. I don't want to do push-ups. I'll do them, but I don't want to. Fine. Damn it. I'm trying to tell a story, Spooky. Come on. Okay. Okay, I'm back. Hi, Spooky. Spooky, are you gonna say anything in chat, or are you just bullying me with my redeems and hugging Orpheus? Say something. Jesus.
Good job.
All right, get out of here. Fuck's sake. Here, have one of these. Nerd. Honk.
That's the classic 4K kid answer.
There, get shouted out, nerd.
The light, I just noticed on my stream, the way the light was when she does that emote.
Okay,
I get easy.
so as I was... Sapphire Melon, thank you so much for the follow. Hi.
Oh.
Welcome to the show.
Oh. I don't think the light is supposed to shine like that.
I'll allow that. Thank you so much for the follow, Sapphire. Do you prefer Sapphire or Melon? I can call you either or. Welcome, welcome. And yes, Spooky, this game is called Deliverance II. From Blue Sky. Oh, cool. Well, I'm glad Blue Sky's working. Jesus. Okay, so as I was saying, the whole game is built around... Any of them fine? Cool. I'm gonna call you Sapphire because I like Sapphire. I think that's a pretty name. The whole game is built around potions and poisons and stuff, and you can make them all yourself, which I think is really cool. Even if you... No, Umbrella. Come on. Damn it. Let me finish this. Even if you want to reset your perk points in the game, there's a potion for that, and you can make it yourself. Which I think is super cool. Like, you can respec whenever you want. You just have to have the potion, which means you gotta make it yourself. Or buy it, I assume, if you can find it somewhere. But yeah, I'll do these squats and then we're gonna start making potions. Okay? Hold on. You'll squat with me? Okay. I'm only doing 20. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 11, 12, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Okay. Ay, ay, ay. Now do you shout out? Shout out who? I already got Spooky earlier, so that's okay. You can shout yourself out if you want. Suppose. Also, Sapphire. I am told, Sapphire, that I have a very calming voice. So if you want to fall asleep to it, you wouldn't be the first. I have had people literally fall asleep on stream with me. So got the thing next to... Oh. Is that what that means? No, that's turbo, isn't it? Sapphire, are you, I'm so out of breath. I don't use Twitch. When I'm streaming, I don't use Twitch, thingamajig. Yeah, I mean, go for it if you want. I guess it works. There you go. Phew. Fellow robot VTuber, hell yeah. Cool.
Oh,
I feel that... Nah, you know what? It doesn't matter. So, this is what we're doing today. We are going to go through this book and make at least 2 batches of every single potion in this book. Because I want to have them in my inventory. And I can sell them if I need to. So, Hair of the Dog reduces drunkenness, or if good quality, restores complete sobriety and also helps with hangovers and alcoholism. Cool, so I can get drunk off my ass, take some of this, and it makes me sober right away. Artemisia increases strength by 2 for 10 minutes. Good to have. Digestive Potion reduces the feeling of fullness after food and cures food poisoning. If good quality, cures any poisoning, as well as boosting your vitality. Bane Poison. Oh, poison. Okay, we might not make any poisons. Because I don't really use poison for anything. Reduces health by 110, resulting in certain death. Decreases health faster if good quality. More suitable for poisoning cooking pots than applying to weapons. We might make some of this. I don't have any fly agaric, so we can't make any of this. Fox improves speech and speeds up reading if good quality. Also increases the amount of experience gained if best quality. Cool. Cockerel increases energy and if good quality slows tiring. Save your schnapps saves the game and if good quality boosts strength, vitality, and agility. Marigold Decoction, this is my favorite one. Gradually heals part of your health, helps against hangover, or cures it immediately of good quality. Also good to have. Moonshine. Henry's Homemade Moonshine, a strong drink that is sure to put you in a good mood. That's it. It is just moonshine. Get you drunk. Embarkation. Increases agility and if good quality, reduces the amount of stamina used by sprinting. Nighthawk, you will see better in the dark, and your energy will deplete slower, or if good quality, not at all. Lullaby reduces energy to 0, reduces stamina regeneration of good quality, suitable for applying to weapons and for poisoning cooking pots. Quickfinger increases thievery and craftsmanship skills. Buck's Blood Potion increases stamina and increases stamina regen if good quality. Aqua Vitalis reduces loss of health and slows bleeding. Lethian Water. If you want to put to rights the imprudent choices of your life, all it takes is one mouthful, and you can choose your perks anew. Beware, though, the procedure is irreversible and painful. Okay. So this is the stuff that lets you reset your perks then, obviously. Chamomile Decoction. Sleep heals you faster, and of good quality, energy replenishes faster while sleeping. Painkiller Brew lessens the effects of wounds and reduces the amount by which maximum stamina decreases with health. Fever Tonic. Fever and related complications can often end in death. This tonic reduces fever if given in time. Lion Perfume, a strong but short-lasting perfume, substantially increases charisma for short periods, but reduces charisma if combined with another perfume. Like Mintha Perfume, a weak but long-lasting perfume, slightly increases charisma for a longer period, but reduces charisma if used with another perfume. Okay. Lead Shot Gunpowder. Gunpowder used to fire lead shot that even the best plate armor can't stop at close range. For safety reasons, load only when sober. Blech. Scatter shot powder. Gunpowder used to fire scrap iron and other small projectiles will pierce anything with ease at close range, but isn't effective at long range. Soap. Can't wash your own clothes without soap. And that's the last one. So, there's a whole lot of these. We're going to be making at least 1 or 2 batches of each. Maybe 3 batches of the ones I use a lot of. And this is going to be the whole stream. Or until I get bored. Whichever comes first. So I hope you're all here for yapping. If there's anything y'all want to talk about, we can talk about stuff. If I tell a story, it's going to take 7 times as long because I'm going to keep getting distracted by making these recipes. But yeah, this is going to be the stream. Nice and chill, nice and calming. Hopefully, Sapphire can get some sleep from this too. So, Hair of the Dog. This is the one to help us sleep better. We need water, a handful of sage, a handful of St. John's wort, and a handful of mint. Sage, mint, and wort. Add the sage and St. John's wort to the cauldron, boil for 3 turns. grind the mint and add it to the cauldron. Finally, pour. So we'll... Oops, that wasn't the wrong button. Mint, sage, and wort. I've got so much of everything, so we're going to be doing this for a little while. Mint, sage, and wort. So we've got our herbs up there. We need water. This is what I mean by the game is very involved. Like, this is just to make... Let's get some Len ASMR, yeah. This is just to make a potion. I guess I could do that if I get the mic right up here. So now we're going to add some of the herbs. No, that... Ugh, I don't like that at all. That makes me feel bad inside. We don't need Len cringe. Let's see. Add the sage and St. John's wort to the cauldron. So, sage. In you go. The wort. In you go. Sage and wort boil for 3 turns. So, pop you down. Wait for you to boil. There we go. This game has kicked off definitely two of some of my kicks, my interests, my hyper obsessions. The most of which is a book I've been rereading, a fantasy series I read once when I was younger, and I'm rereading again. And oh my god. Has anyone here read The Deed of Paxenarion? Let me write that out for you, actually. Paxenarion. Has anyone read that? Grind the mint. Just one? Yes. Because those are the books I'm reading right now. If you haven't, The Deed of Paxenarion is a fantasy series written by Elizabeth Moon. And it details the character Paxenarion Dorthan's daughter, who is... She's a sheep farmer's daughter who had aspirations for bigger and better things. She didn't want to be some barefoot and pregnant housewife. She didn't want to just get wed and, you know, deal with her new families, whatever. She didn't want any of that. She wanted to be a warrior. She wanted to do the stuff, right? Grind them in, add it to the thing, and pour. So she runs away from home and joins up with a mercenary company in this universe. It's all fictional. It is fantasy. It's sort of Tolkien-esque fantasy. There's orcs and elves and dwarfs and stuff like that, and magic. Henry's hair of the dog. Cool. Let's do it again. I want to do this one again. There has been a few times I have been drunk and I could have used some of this. So she joins up with this mercenary company. And the first book is entirely about her first 2 years in this company. And she learns how to fight. She gets into a lot of trouble. She gets beat up a lot. I guess before I recommend the book series, do look up reviews for it. You're going to run across a couple of things people have said about it, complaints and criticisms that are valid. The author really likes to beat up her characters. Paxenarion goes through some shit, guys. Stuff I don't want to talk about on stream because I don't want to be demonetized. But if you look up any reviews for the Deeds of Paxenarion, you'll see complaints. It'll be the very first criticism of the book series. That the first book specifically and the last book specifically have some real shit in them. But that being said, the book series are very, very good. And what I really like about them is there's this whole pantheon of gods in these books. Because what would fantasy be without paladins and gods and all of that stuff, you know? But unlike other things where it's like, oh, here's a story about a paladin. This kid was raised in a convent. Or this kid always knew that they belonged to bigger and better things. Pax is none of that. Pax is a sheep farmer's daughter who just wanted some adventure and met up, became good friends with someone who was a follower of Gerd, Gerd being one of the saints in this series. And Gerd picks her. Like, she, without spoiling anything, the gods decide that, yeah, no, this is my girl. She's not a follower. She doesn't believe in me even, but I know that this girl is what I'm about, and I want her as one of my paladins. So I'm just gonna start taking care of her. So this random ass sheep farmer's daughter basically is favored by a single god who takes care of her and like gets her through some real shit in the first book. And a whole lot of stuff happens, and eventually, you know, I won't spoil it. I think if you are interested in Dungeons and Dragons or any fantasy-based TRPG, and you're interested in playing a paladin, I almost think this book series should be required reading on like playing a paladin, you know? It's handled so well. Monkey boy! Here come the rice facts. Thank you so much for the rice facts. I'd ask how you're doing, but you never say anything other than rice facts. So I hope you're having a good one, monkey boy. I hope you're having a good Wednesday so far. But yeah, Deed of Paxenarion. It's 3 books. That is her main story. And then there was a duology that came out later that was entirely about Gerd himself. Shit, was that 2 or 3? Oh no, I'm gonna boil this for way too long. I'm not paying attention anymore. I don't remember if that was 2 or 3. Well, this might be a bad potion. I guess we'll see. Nice to meet you. Boo. Boo. Yeah, so the duology is about the god himself from the first series. And then there's like 5 books also set in the same universe. I don't know if they have to do with PAX. I never read them. I own them, and I'm going to read them once I'm done all the others. But man, are they ever good books. I just finished the first one today. It was a lot of fun. Henry's Hair the Dog. I guess that was 3. Cool. Okay, so that's enough of that one. Let's go to the next one. Artemisia. You will need spirits, a handful of sage, and 2 handfuls of wormwood. Add the sage to the cauldron and boil for 1 turn. Grind the wormwood and add it to the cauldron. 2 wormwood. Boil for 2 turns and then distill. So we'll get the herbs up there. Sorry, herbs. Add the sage to the cauldron and boil, but we need spirits. Just 1 sage? Yes. In you go. Boil for 1 turn. Let it pop off. Okay, we're boiling. I have 2 perks that let me make massive amounts of mistakes for these potions, and they still come out great. So I am basically cheating. Grind the wormwood, so 2 wormwood. 1 of those. 1 of those. Grind it up. There's a dish down here, and I have no idea what it's for. I have absolutely no idea what this dish is for. Like, not a clue. In you go. None of the recipes call for its use. This helping guide here doesn't explain what the dish is for. Storage bowl. Oh, I'm just blind. You can put the necessary amount of herbs into the storage bowl, even ground, so that they can be added to the cauldron all at once. Oh. It turns out I'm just blind. Did I put the wormwood in there already? I guess I must have done. You know when you're baking or cooking something and it calls for like 3 tablespoons of this, and then you count out 1, and then you look over your shoulder at something that distracts you. And then you cannot remember if you already put one in, or you already put two in, or you put three in. Like, you don't know. I've heard people do that a lot with coffee. Like the amount of scoops of coffee to put into a coffee maker. I don't drink coffee, so I can't attest to that. But yeah, the human memory sucks. Or at least mine does. My memory is awful. Distilling some potion. Did it work? Did it work? Did it work? Did it work? Yes. Nice. Sage and wormwood. True, true. Spirits, right? Yes. I bake a lot. Or, I used to bake a lot. I try to bake less now, because it turns out when you know how to bake, you can just make, like, dozens of cookies for yourself, and then you eat all the cookies. And it's not super great for your health to do that. But when I baked a lot more, I would make that mistake all the time. Just lose count of what the hell you're doing, you know? Add sage, boil for 1 turn. And pop off. Okay. Yeah. So, I was talking about how this has rekindled some of my why care? I mean, for baking, it's a little more important. Baking is a little bit more of an art. Maybe not art, a little bit more of a science. Because you know, with cooking, you can really just fuck around, right? Oh, why care about eating too many cookies? Fair. No, that's fair. You only live once, yes. But if you eat too many cookies, your one life may be shortened. Maybe? If you pair it with being way too sedentary and you eat way too many cookies, you know? But no, you're right. Life's short. Eat what you want. You gotta enjoy life, right? I think I'll get some ice cream for myself tomorrow. There's a corner store near me that sells the Haagen-Dazs peanut butter ice cream, and it's fucking delicious. No, so Doc, I tried that logic for a while. If you eat all the cookies now, you won't be able to eat more later. If I eat all the cookies now, I'll want more later, and then I'll just get some or make some, and then I'll eat even more. So, unfortunately, that logic doesn't work super great, because I find a way. I end up finding a way, you know? Alright, made some Artemisia. I don't know. Do I just make 3 batches of everything? You know what? Let's just make 3 batches of everything. Why the fuck not? I had started answering, like, why is it important for baking and cooking, not understanding what you were talking about. I feel like I want to continue what I was saying, but it's also not important. So, yeah, whatever. My favorite, my absolute favorite cheesecake recipe. I make a very good cheesecake, chat. My absolute favorite cheesecake recipe is just a Basque cheesecake, where it's like 4 ingredients. You slap them all together. There's no crust. You throw all these ingredients creamed together in a whatever, and then you throw it in a cheesecake, a spring form, and then you burn it in the oven. You cook it hot and fast. And then when you pull it out, like, the top is black because you don't burn it like charcoal, but you get it really close. Like, you want to let its life flash before its eyes, sort of thing, you know? And then when you pull it out, the top and the sides are blackened because they've been charred. Did I boil it for 2? Oh, hell. But the inside is nice and soft still, and is delicious. Basque style cheesecake is my absolute favorite. Say it, I was just gonna say, like, cooking you can really eyeball and you can fuck around with, but baking is a little bit more of a science because, like, it's more chemical shenanigans, right? Like your doughs have to rise and your flavors need to work together correctly and all that good stuff. Which isn't to say, of course, that good chefs aren't like, you know, putting in the work, because there's a lot to know with cooking. That's another thing. Hey, that's another thing with cooking. Did y'all learn to cook later in life? Did you have parents who didn't really teach you how to cook? Because I had parents who didn't really teach me how to cook. I didn't really learn how to cook until later. It was actually my partner who taught me. If you were that person, if you learned later how to cook in life, did you find it as frustrating as I did that every cookbook out there, you talk to anyone, and they're like, oh, just follow the recipe. But then you look at the recipes, and these cookbooks assume knowledge, right? Like you open up most cookbooks, and it's like, oh, you know, scramble the egg. It's like, I don't know how to. You're assuming a basic level of knowledge that I don't even have, which is fair. Cookbooks really shouldn't have to, like, you know, crack the egg. Maybe add a little bit of milk if you like the milk. Stir it up, kind of thing. Yes, that too, Doc. The old recipes are bad for that. Digestive potion. You'll need water, 2 handfuls of thistle, a handful of nettle, and a handful of charcoal. Add the thistle to the cauldron and boil for 2 turns. Grind the nettle, add it to the cauldron, boil for 1 turn, grind the charcoal and add it and pour. So, water, 2 thistle, 1 nettle, 1 charcoal. Okay. A good bit of chocolate powder. Yeah. My, sorry, I'll get to that afterwards. So it pisses me off, you know, when it assumes some knowledge, and it's great and all, but like, man, I'm trying to learn here, you know? And before sort of the advent of the internet, which fair was when I was a lot younger and I wasn't really cooking anyway, you know, people just had to try and figure it out, and it's just, I don't know. It's annoying. I like being guided on how to do things. Just tell me how to do it and I'll figure it out, you know? I don't mind help. I don't mind asking for help. I like asking for help. What happens if I just... I'm gonna try that next time. I'm gonna see what happens if I just pour myself a vial full of, like, wine or something. I'm a little curious what happens. So, 2 thistle, add it to the cauldron. But no, Doc, I have a recipe for honey ginger bourbon balls. They are little delicious balls made of crunched up ginger snap cookie and honey to hold it together, and basically soaked in bourbon. Except they're not baked, so you put a lot of bourbon. So you can and will get drunk from these delicious little balls. They're fantastic. And that's a recipe from my great grandma. You know, back when they put lard in everything and, you know, stuff could fuck you up. And if you ate it, it was the most delicious thing in the world, but it lessened your life expectancy by 20 years. Boil for 2 turns. Yeah, the old recipes were the shit. That was where it was at for sure. One and 2. My favorite cookie recipe is actually the same way. It's from my great grandmother, and it uses a shit ton of butter. So much butter. Very, very good though. So boil for 2 turns. Grind the nettle. Just 1 nettle. It's like a good 20 years. Hey, with the state of the way the world is going, right? Am I right? That's a joke. Hey, chat. Straight up, that's a joke. I am not condoning any of that. You have to be kind to yourself. You should be kind to others unless they don't deserve it. Grind nettle, add it to the cauldron. Boil for 1 turn. Yeah, the economy. Yeah, the economy be like... Oh, shoot. grind the charcoal, and add it to the cauldron. I didn't want to do this stream. Yeah, no shit. God. Did you see that fucking Elon Musk? Apparently, like, his new proposed bonus is $1 trillion. A trillion with a T. What the fuck? You know? This'll... Who's behind me? Thistle, nettle, charcoal. Let's do it again. Thistle, nettle. Oh, am I out of charcoal? No, I'm not out of charcoal. Of course I'm not out of charcoal. Yeah, $1 trillion. I fucking hate billionaires. I am not going to make a secret of that. I think every billionaire is a failure in policy. I think no human should be allowed to have that much money. And if you come at me with the, well, they worked for it. No, they fucking didn't. They stole and lied and cheat and exploited for that amount of money. No one on Earth earns $1 billion. Just wild. Hey, can I help you? You better walk away. And now this motherfucker's gonna get like $1 trillion, and it's just disgusting. And I was thinking, I am positive a big part of the problem with that is the language we use, right? I can't help but wonder, because how many people have you heard say shit like, oh, this person has $99 million, they'll be a billionaire soon. Like, no. Do you know what the difference between $100 million and $1 billion is? It's about $1 billion. I am positive that the million, billion, trillion issue, at least in English, is because we use those words. I wonder if it would help people understand what the fuck they're talking about if we said $1,000 million or $1,000,000 million. Hey, you know how this rich person has $1 million? Elon Musk has 1,000,000 times that. You know? Just pull him up on my bootstraps, yeah. I am positive that the language plays a part in it because humans in general are bad at like imagining, conceptualizing such huge numbers. So I do wonder. Yeah, it just drives me crazy, man. Like 8 people on the planet have more money than literally the rest of the planet combined, including countries. And it's like, what the fuck, guys? What is going on? Yeah, you have $100 million. Yeah, exactly. My partner was telling me how she was watching some talk show, some podcast, where this guy who's like, I'm rich, I have $10 million, you know? So if this tax thing comes down, if they start coming down on the billionaires, they're gonna come after me next. And it's like, no, dude. No, dude. The difference between $10 million and $1 billion is about $1 billion. You're not even in the same universe as a billionaire if you have only $10 million, you know? But they just can't conceptualize it. It's wealth at a level that just is... You can't imagine it. You can't even think about it, you know? And I say we need to start eating the rich. I'm all there for it. And hey, chat, hey viewers, if any of this is surprising to you coming out of my mouth, you haven't been paying attention. Oh, God. Ah, Jesus Christ, eh? Bane poison. Let's make some poison. Oh god, yeah, absolutely he could. Absolutely he could. But to do that, he would stop having to be the world's biggest fucking loser crybaby man-child ever conceived on this earth. The man built his own child. He dropped hundreds of millions of dollars to making his stupid Grok AI thing, and even that fully constructed child can't stand his fucking guts. He has to lobotomize Grok every couple of months to make it quote unquote, and I wish I had fingers as a VTuber so you could see my air quotes. He has to lobotomize it to make it not woke. You know what I mean? Like every couple of months, he has to rip into the brains, the algorithm for his fucking stupid AI to make it like him again. And that's the only way anyone ever likes this fucking loser. God, I fucking hate Elon Musk. You know? Like, world's most divorced man. Oh, yeah. Well, no. That's a different thing, Doc. Where does Eat the Rich come from? It's a poem or something like that. Basically, you know, capitalism keeps getting worse and worse and worse, and eventually people aren't going to have anything to eat anymore, so we're gonna have to eat the rich, sort of thing, right? Who is this fucking dog barking? Is that Mutt? Mutt? Hey, my guy? My guy?
Look what I have for you.
You good? No, Mutt, get back here. Get. I need to pet your stupid little face. Get back here. Don't pee on the logs. Those are dry. Those are for firewood. There you go.
Boy.
God damn. Trying to work in peace here. Mutt, get over here. Mutt, come here.
Come here.
Mutt,
Stay.
sit down. Thank you. All right. Who doesn't hate that guy? Yeah, no shit. Fucking clowns don't hate that guy. I will never hide my absolute animosity for Elon Musk. I think he's the world's biggest fucking loser. He's got enough money to fix most of the planet's problems, and he just doesn't. You know? Also the fact that he's just an out-and-out Nazi. Like, fuck that guy. Fuck Elon Musk. We're getting salty in this chat today. We're making potions and getting salty about shit. God damn. Ugh. Who wants to talk about something more fun? Let's talk about something more fun. I was mentioning earlier how this game rekindled some of my interests. Some of my I don't want to say dormant interests, but some of them, you know? So the first one was the Deed of Paxnarion, which I have been rereading and enjoying a lot. The other one is blacksmithing. I really want to try and figure out running my own forge, like out of my garage. I think that would be a lot of fun. Might do that next year. We'll see. Just keep adding to my absolute pile of hobbies and interests that I try to do all at the same time. Bane poison. You will need wine, a handful of wormwood, 2 handfuls of belladonna, and fly agaric. Do I have fly agaric? Oh, I can make some Bane poison. Hell yeah. Okay, cool. So add the wormwood. How much wormwood? 1 wormwood. Add the wormwood to the cauldron and boil for 2 turns in wine. Okay. Oh, right. Amanita muscaria. Of course. Of course that's fly agaric. I knew that. You merely adopted the poison. I was born in it. I don't know if that came across. I'm sorry if that didn't come across. Wormwood to the cauldron, boil for 2 turns. Just 1? Yeah. I have never seen that movie. I think I watched the second Christian Bale Batman movie. I never watched the third one. and I haven't seen a Batman since. Like, I didn't watch the, Was it George Clooney was the next Batman after Christian Bale? I never watched that one with the Justice League and all that. I didn't watch the Robert Pattinson one, which I've heard is actually okay. Grind the belladonna. How much? 2 belladonna. So let's grind this up. Oh no. I was going off on an absolute rant about Musk and Nazis and capitalism when Sapphire is over here trying to sleep. Sapphire, I'm sorry if you're trying to sleep and I'm keeping you up with my ranting. I'll get back to nice things. Ben Affleck. Oh, George Clooney was already Batman. That's right, it was Ben Affleck, wasn't it? You're right. Boil for 1 turn using the bellows. Okay. So pop you down. Give that a spin. And use the bellows. No, keep going with the bellows. Keep going with the bellows. Okay, pop that up. Boil for 1 turn using the bellows. Add the fly agaric to the cauldron, and then distill. Okay? Oh, just like that, huh? Bag and all? It doesn't look stupid. Just like that, huh? Okay. Sure, man. Get a little bit of canvas in your poison, why not? Hey, Clueless, I was talking about Paxenarian earlier. I asked if people had read the book. Have you read the Paxenarian books? Aren't they good? I'm rereading them right now. Hey chat, we have ads coming up in about 20 seconds, just as a warning. That bag is water soluble? Yeah. Well, didn't have to worry about plastics back at this point in time, right? 1300s? Saru, congrats on grabbing 3rd. Well done. Can I make another one? Oh, I can make 1 more. Belladonna and, what was it, wormwood? Yeah. Oh my god, yes, Clueless. I'm so glad there's another Paxenarian enjoyer in here. I was talking about how it's so good that I actually consider it to be required reading if you ever want to play a paladin in a TTRPG, like your D&Ds or your Pathfinders or whatever the hell. If you want to play a paladin or a cleric, if I was a bigger jerk, I would make my players read the Deed of Paxenarion first to get an idea of how good that can be. You know what I mean? God, they are such good books. I just finished again the first book today. Right after they killed, right after they, I almost spoiled the ending of the book. Hey, I'm not gonna do that. Y'all, oh! Huh. Now it's not in a bag anymore. Okay. And there's the ads. Clueless, can you still hear me? Do you have your ways? Do you have your wicked ways to get around the ads? I hope you do. Hey, it's 2025. If y'all are still browsing the internet without an ad blocker, what are you doing? Please, for the love of God, get an ad blocker. It's so important. Spooky. Yeah, I'll stretch. There's a yawn on the... just for you, on the house. Suffering with Windows 11. Mood. What have I done to this? Oh my god, I am so out of whack. Did I put the wormwood in here already? I genuinely don't remember. Add the wormwood to the cauldron. Did I put the wormwood in here already? No, right? Well, we're gonna do it again. Extra wormwood can't hurt, right? So we added the wormwood. Boil for 2 turns. Yeah, spooky. Audience is back. What do you mean? Twitch is telling me my ads are still going for another 2 minutes. Are your ads done? That's interesting. Does Twitch lie to me? Yours are done. Interesting. I wonder why. I run 3 minutes of ads every hour just to make sure I don't have any pre-roll. Because pre-roll sucks. Grind the belladonna. 2 belladonna. Which always lies. Yeah, I guess so. I do wonder if part of the issue is that I don't use Twitch at all. Like, I use OBS entirely to run my stream. So I've got stream chat. Orpheus. Thank you so much for the gifted sub, Orpheus. You keep doing this every stream. I appreciate it. I absolutely, genuinely, Buddy, stop fucking staring at me. You need to walk away. Dude. Hey. Boil for 1 turn using the billows. Hey, despair. No, spooky. Spooky. What do you want? What do you want, Spooky? I don't trust you. Can I help you? Is it really? Really? Oh, that's so cool. Add the fly agaric and then distill. Wow, has it really been 1 year? Oh my god. I guess we're coming up near the 1 year anniversary of me starting streaming as well, eh? Back when I was a cat girl. An adorable cat girl, I should add. Okay, that's enough Bane buddy. You need to Hey guy? Hey guy? That's what I fucking thought. Jesus Christ. Sent a screenshot? Okay, I'll check it out in a bit. God almighty. Hey, you know what sucks? Is that I have my own alchemy bench. The DLC that came out for this game today is called Legacy of the Forge. And in it, you, Henry, inherit a forge. It's all broken down. You got to build it back up from 0. I have already gotten to the point in it where I have my own little alchemy bench in there, which would be great, except that the game bugs out. And if you go into the little shop where the alchemy bench is, you can have it. How do I explain it? You can have 2 different alchemy shacks, like in your smithy grounds, but the game bugs out and puts the alchemy bench from both on top of each other, but very slightly offset. So it looks like you're drunk when you're staring at it, and everything is doubled up. It works still, but everything is doubled up and it looks stupid. So I'm not there right now, even though I wish I was. You curse? I thought this was a stream. Alright, let me look at this screenshot. Following since September 10th, 2024. Wow. That's wild. How long have you been following me? Following since October 25th, 2024. So we're getting there. We're getting there. Is that about when you adopted me, Spooky? When you grabbed me by the neck and pulled me into this cursed little group we're members of? I can't remember. You found it though once, right? You found like when I joined Ghostfish. That was for what was that for? That wasn't for Repo, was it? What game was that for? Lockdown, that's right, Lockdown Protocol. That's right, that's right. Yes, and you discovered who I was nearly immediately because as soon as we started playing, I started doing the, hey, what does this funny red screen mean? Hey guys, what does imposter mean? Fox improves speech and speeds up reading if good quality. Also increases the amount of experience gained if best quality. So you will need oil, a handful of belladonna, 1 of St. John's wort, and 1 of nettles and charcoal. That's a lot of things. Grind the St. John's wort and nettles. Add them to the cauldron and boil for 2 turns. Grind the charcoal and add it to the cauldron. Add the belladonna and boil for 1 turn. That's a lot of stuff. Okay, so we're starting with oil. Let's get those set up. Why is there a countdown? What countdown? Saru? What countdown? Oh, why is there? Oh, oh, the joke. What this? Yes. yes. Oh, you're continuing the joke and I am too stupid to understand it. I do this so often. I just totally miss the joke that chat is making because chat is funnier than I am. Like, regularly chat is funnier than I am. Oil. I wish I was as funny and cool as Spooky. Spooky's so funny and cool and popular. St. John's wort. So, St. John's wort and nettles ground. Okay. So, wort and some nettles. Can I grind these at the same time? I guess I can. Grind. And then add them to the cauldron and boil for 2 turns. Your out of context quotes are taken out of context, and I don't appreciate it. It's like you're slandering me, telling falsehoods about my person. If someone, Spooky, were to go into your Discord and look at all of the things, the out of context quotes I have in there, they might think I'm some sort of perverted, unsay-so streamer, and we know that's not true. That's not true. I am pure and clean. As pure as the driven snow. It does feel like we've known each other longer than a year. Grind the charcoal and add it to the cauldron. Add the belladonna and boil for a turn. So, charcoal's down here. Bullshit. Hey, you can't gang up on me like this. Come on, Orpheus. The hot so-and-so you were talking about yesterday says otherwise. My reputation. What has happened to my reputation? Add the belladonna. Just one, right? Yeah, one of everything. And then boil for 1 turn. Oh, that's right, that's right. The hot fleshlight. Listen, I forgot the word blast furnace, alright? I'm allowed to forget words. We're allowed to talk about hot fleshlights sometimes. It's fine. That's Orpheus. That was totally friendly. Rex and I talked it out, and even though we kissed once, and I'm always giving him my wood, we're just friends. And he was okay with that. Belladonna, St. John's wort, nettle, and charcoal. So, charcoal, belladonna, St. John's wort, and nettle. Right? Christ, my memory sucks. Yeah. St. John's wort and nettles. Grind them together. Oh shit, I need oil first, don't I? Oil. Friends with, no, not friends with benefits. I am, oh, shit, what did I put in here? Did I put nettle in here? Fuck. My memory sucks so bad, you guys. What did I just put in here? Did I just put nettle in there? Or did I put St. John's wort? God damn it. And now this clown is back. Fuck. Well, nettle, I think. I also think nettle. I think I need to grind the St. John's wort next. Okay. The benefit were hugs? The benefit are hugs. And 1 kiss. We kissed once. Otherwise, I am entirely monogamous and dedicated to Tangent. Because Tangent's very good. I like Tangent a lot. Boil for 2 turns. Okay, hi Desty! Welcome, welcome. Desty, You have turned into Pavlov's bell for me. Earlier, Doc got first. 2 turns. Doc got first. And my very first thought was, oh, Desty didn't get first. Desty's gonna ask me if I took my meds already. I better take my meds. And then I took my meds right there and then. So, just your name reminds me to do the thing now, Desty. Tang is cool. I love Tang. Okay, grind the charcoal. Thank you. Headpad. Bleh. Into the charcoal with ya. Throw some belladonna in there. Come on. In you go. Okay. Boil for 1 turn. How you doing, Desty? We figured you were asleep or something, and that's why you missed the start. And it's totally okay if you miss the start. I don't require anyone to be here. If I did, that would be a much different stream and a way different streamer, I think. You're okay? I'm glad. I'm glad. I want all my friends to be okay and happy. As good as can be given the state of the world. You took a nap? Good. I'm happy. I would have taken a nap earlier, but I had to work and eat cookies. I bought a whole sleeve of cookies and I didn't tell my partner and I ate them all. So now I am not going to tell her. We're making cockerel now. Increases energy and of good quality, slows tiring. You will need spirits, a handful of valerian, and 2 mint. I have never used valerian before. Grind the mint and add it to the cauldron. Boil for 1 turn. Add the valerian and boil for 2 turns and distill. This is a really easy recipe. So we've got mint and valerian. And we need spirits. Spirits. Something slightly different for the name of that? Cock? You talking about me making cock right now? They were chocolate chip thin cookies. Cock girl. Oh. All right, chat, join me as we make some girl cock. Cockerel. No. Grind the mint and add it to the cauldron. 2 mint. So... if anyone comes into my stream wondering, like, hey, this Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 kind of looks cool. Sorry, I said that wrong. Hey, this Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 looks kind of cool. Maybe I should try it out. They'll just see me doing this shit for 3 hours. What? Desty, what are you clipping? Did you clip me saying girl cock? We're making some girl cock? Oh, God. Oh, it's raining now. Boil for 1 turn. Right? Yeah. And up. Bring out the lewd. It is your fault. It is genuinely your fault. I wasn't like this before, Spooky. This is all you. I was pure as the driven snow, as gleaming, as pure gold resting in sunlight. I was a delicate flower with dew on its petals. I'm not answering that. I'm not answering that. We're not going to talk about that. Shut up, Spooky. Shut up. We're not talking about that. Oh my God. Monsters, all of you. I don't know why I put up with you. I'm not answering that. We're not going to talk about that. We're going to distill this potion that I'm making, that I'm working very hard on. Did you hear that? I just cracked every one of my fingers at the same time. That felt good. No, I'm not talking about how many sex toys I have. Jesus Christ. It's more than one, all right? That's all I'll tell you. Why are you spraying me? No, no, I refuse. Oh, you know what? I have fresh mint. I should be using the fresh mint. It's more than 5, all right? Leave me alone. God damn it. Listen, I've been with my partner for 20 years now. You know? Toys are fun. And that's all I'm saying about it. We are changing the subject. So hey, Clueless. Clueless, have you... So I've only read the 3 books of Paxenarion and the 2 Gerd books. Spooky, they're already off. I took my socks off a long time ago. No, so Clueless. I've only read the trilogy, the Paxenarion trilogy, and the Gerd duology. I haven't read any of the others, like Oath of Gold and Oath of whatever, and like a Knight's Curse or something like that. Are those also about Paxenarion, or do they just take place in the Paxenarion world? Yeah, she started expanding them. I don't know if Pax is in those other ones. I hope she is, because she's cool. And I remember not liking the second Gerd books as much. She's not the focus. Okay, I can see that working then. What am I doing? Grind the mint. I can see that working. Yeah, I think I remember not liking the second Gerd book quite as much as the others. Which, I mean, a bad Paxenarion book is like pizza, right? Like, bad pizza is still good pizza. But... I don't know. I was younger. Maybe I'll like it more now that I'm older. Yeah, no, I'm doing the reread right now because of this game. Because this game has got me, like, in full fantasy mode right now. Oil for 1 turn. Oh, Clueless, you should. They're actually pretty good. Gerd is a really cool character. Gerd himself is a really cool character. I honestly liked the first Gerd book a lot. I thought it was very, very good. I thought it was as good as the Paxenarion books. Just without Pax in them, you know? Add the Valerian. Just 1 Valerian. You should read them, though. They're quite good. Oil for 2 turns. Yeah, I'm rereading those ones right now. And I think I want to reread the Craft Sequence books by Max Brooks? I want to say Max Brooks. The Craft Sequence books are also very good. If you haven't read those. The Craft Sequence books are a strange sort of fantasy, like science fantasy. And you've not read those? They're very good. The first one is entirely about a necromancer and her protege. And they're trying to figure out who killed a god. Except the author did something really interesting with the way the magic system in that works. In that all magic is just law. Like, the necromancers are all just lawyers. When you bring someone back from the dead, you're weaving a magical contract to bring the body back. So the 2 people who are trying to figure out who killed this god are members of a law firm who go in and they check out all of the contracts this god had and which contract may have killed him. And the the opponents of this contract are trying to get, or of the god, like trying not to bring the god back, or trying to get into the contracts to see which loopholes may have existed, and it's really good. There's such good books. Do I want to make another cockerel? Yeah, I want to make one more. So mint and Valyrian and spirits. Yeah. They're really good. There's 5 of the books in the series. It's a quintology. I don't know what the word for 5 is. Yeah, another cock girl. But he wrote them kind of funny. You can read them either in release order, or you can read them in chronological order. And the chronological order you know from the titles of the books. So like the first one he released was called 3 Parts Dead. And then there's another one that's like First Last Snow, and then 2 Serpents Rising, or something like that. So if you God, what has my chat turned into? As soon as Spooky shows up, it all goes to hell. No. Yeah, so you can either read them in release order or in chronological order. I've only ever read them in release order. But I'd be interested in trying chronological order just to see, you know? They are very good books, though. I like them a lot. Boil for 2 turns. Wow, we've already been going for an hour and a half, and I'm not even halfway through the book. I better speed it up. Ever read the Magician's trilogy? That's the one where the guy grew up reading a fantasy series and always wanted to be a wizard, and then later finds out that wizardry is real and those books are actually true fact, right? Is that those ones? Yes, okay. I had started reading one of them, and I hated the main character so much that I had to put it down. The main character was such a prick that I couldn't get through it. Maybe I'll try again, but I really dislike the main character. You know what it is? The main character reminded me a lot of Holden Caulfield from Catcher in the Rye, and I fucking hated Catcher in the Rye. Fucking hated Catcher in the Rye, specifically because of how much I hated Holden Caulfield. The main character in Catcher in the Rye. And the reason I hated Holden Caulfield so much is that my English teacher in high school told me that I reminded her a lot of Holden Caulfield. That Holden and I were like 2 peas in a pod. That I was very similar to Holden Caulfield. And I hated that at the time. And as I've gotten older, I'm realizing that she was right. And I hate him even more now. Fucking drives me crazy that I'm anything like that. Just big whiny bitch of a loser. God damn it, I hated Holden Caulfield. God, I hated that book. Ah, God. The vicissitudes of youth, am I right? Save your schnapps. More bearable. You don't focus on him. Okay, I mean, I'll give it a try again. I think I had tried reading it because I was in the mood for magic boarding school stuff, right? And like, I'm not touching the other series, you know the one. I'm not fucking dealing with that shit. But like, I was gonna check out The Magicians. You know, I rewatched all of Little Witch Academia because that's good fun. And I was in the mood for magic boarding school shenanigans, you know? And yeah, The Magicians was highly recommended, and I couldn't get through it. Wine, nettle, and 2 belladonna. Okay. So we need to add the nettle to the cauldron and boil for 2 turns, and then grind the belladonna. In you go. We're gonna make a lot of save your schnapps, because I like saving. So add the nettle. How much nettle? 1 nettle. Sorry about how much I'm clearing my throat today. I'm a little phlegmy today. Boil for 2 turns. Oh shoot. Ah, close enough. Yeah, I want a lot of save your schnapps because I like to save when I'm out and about. And the Blacksmith's Guild keeps sending me out to murder bandits. And it's never like 1 or 2 bandits, it's always like 8 of them. So I do it in the dead of night, and I save while I'm doing it because I kill them in their sleep. Even though I like being a sort of stand-up guy, I'm not that good at fighting in this. And the combat system in this game is surprisingly difficult. It's very slow and methodical and dangerous. Like, you can be the strongest person in this game, and it's still going to take you a while to whittle down a single enemy. So if there's 8 of them, you know, it's a problem. Boil for 1 turn. We're going to make 4 batches of this one. Because I want a lot of, stab them in their sleep. Yeah, absolutely. Boil for how much? 1 turn. Yeah. I've got a special sneaking outfit, by which I mean it's just some rags I found that are nice and quiet. Alright, that's that done. Wait. And then pour, yes. Ah, yeah. This game kind of brings out none of that. Oh wait, actually, before we do that, escape. I want to see what happens if I just pour wine into the cauldron. And then pour it into a vial. What happens if I do this? Oh, I can't! Okay. Well, that's fine, I guess. I was hoping it would let me just drink it straight off the cauldron, but I guess it won't. So nettle and boil for 2 turns. Yeah, sorry, I was saying. This game has made me sad again. You know when you play a game where you get to do stuff like this, right? Like, life was more simple. There was no Twitter, there was no social media. You didn't have to worry about certain things. You had to worry about a lot of other things. Don't get me wrong. And, you know, the fact that they were still balancing their humors because they didn't know, you know, germ theory is a real big problem. But, like, I was doing the blacksmith stuff earlier and building up my little shop. And, you know, I've got my room on top of the shop and I'm decorating it as I want. And people come up to the shop and they're like, "Oh, hey, you know, you're a new blacksmith. I need an axe." And you make them the axe and you give it to them and they'll either owe you a favor or they'll give you some coin. You live simply, you know. You get by in the world by applying your skills. Like, it's just, I wonder sometimes. I get wistful about what could be. How nice would it be, you know? I do still think one of my plans that I Clueless. Ghost of Tsushima is, if not my favorite game, one of my favorite games ever. I am so excited for Ghost of Yotei that I actually pre-ordered it. I broke the rules and I pre-ordered it. Ghost of Tsushima was so fucking good that I cannot wait until the next one. Yeah. No. But, like, I like the slow pace of this one. I like it a lot. This game, I bought this game like 9 days ago and I already have 60 hours in it, give or take, you know? It's right up my alley. I'm super into it. But yeah, like one of my plans that I dream about would be I could move somewhere and open up like a little waffle house or something. Just sell waffles. Like sure, it's not going to pay as well as the government, but in the government, I stare at Excel 8 hours a day, you know? And I make up numbers for other people who may or may not even look at those numbers. And those numbers are all made up to begin with. And just, it all feels so pointless, you know? Like, what am I really doing? Am I really adding anything to society? Fake numbers come in, and I do bullshit to those numbers, and I make new fake numbers. And then those fake numbers get all added together. And then I put those in a spreadsheet, and I send them to someone who doesn't even read it. You know? Like, what's the point? Whereas if I made waffles for people, make a delicious waffle, you give it to someone, and maybe they smile at you, maybe they say thank you. And it just seems to me that making a thing for someone is infinitely more important to the universe than fake numbers in a spreadsheet, you know? You clean for 8 hours a day? I mean, as a janitor? Or is it something different, Saru? And let me be clear. I'm not disparaging janitors at all. My dad was a janitor, you know? Like it's hard work, floor tech. Interesting. Big house. God, can you imagine having a house big enough that it takes you 8 hours to clean? Holy shit, eh? Doing janitor work. Okay. It's important work. It's important work, you know? My dad was a janitor. For 30 years, he was a janitor. He used to bring me along too some days when he had me on weekends because my parents split up when I was a child. But when he had me, he would bring me along to his cleaning work, and I would sit around and read or play on my Game Boy or something. Fancy word for janitor and saying we get paid. Hey, are you unionized, Saru? It's important. Unions are important. We are pro-union on this stream. I don't hide that. No? That's a shame. It is tough. I know it's hard to get unionized. Especially since... I say my dad was a janitor. My dad was like a freelance janitor. He would go to restaurants and basically sell himself as a cleaner. And, you know, they would give him the keys and he would show up early in the morning and clean up before the business day started. Business is too small for it. That's the way it goes, right? So, like, I don't know if that's how it is for everyone. I know how my dad used to do it. And at his peak, like, he would do 7 or 8 restaurants a week kind of thing, you know? It was hard work. Man, that guy worked a lot. My dad worked a lot. Only he wasn't such a shithead. You're a part of the federal government and you're not unionized? That's weird. Sorry, I'm only saying that's weird because the Canadian government, we have to be unionized. It's actually legally mandated. Like, we got it in the books decades ago that federal government employees have to be unionized. So, like, the day I became a federal employee, when I wasn't a temporary, I got, you know, brought into the union, and I started paying my fees right away. Bouncing from floor tech to floor tech. Yeah, I mean, whatever works, right? I added the belladonna already. And boil. Whatever pays the bills nowadays, right? Gotta work as hard as you can. This game is so chill. I love this game. Get my stuff done in insurance. Nettle to the cauldron, boil for 2 turns, grind the marigold, add it to the cauldron, and pour. Marigold decoction is a very easy recipe to make. So water, nettle, and marigold. Water. Water. There we go. Tell me about your day, chat. Anyone want to talk about stuff? Anyone want to ask about things? TRPGs, games I'm interested in? Oh, actually, yeah. Hey, let's talk about TRPGs. There's a new game that just got kickstarted. It's actually still in Kickstarter, called Where's Blade. It's a Japanese TRPG. Hold on, let me do this. Add the nettle to the cauldron and boil. How much nettle? 1 nettle. So, Where's Blade is a Japanese TTRPG. It is from the 70s or 80s or something, and apparently it was wildly popular over there. It spawned a ton of like supplement books and adventures. There's a manga, there's an anime, there's a bunch of books. Yeah. It's a science fantasy game about mechs. It's very Escaflowne. Super Escaflowne. I fucked up this one, so we're gonna pop this up right now because that's about a turn. So it's in Kickstarter right now from a company that does translations. They find niche Japanese games and they translate them for the Western market. So that's what's being kickstarted right now. Grind the marigold? Yeah. So check it out. Where's Blade? Where's Wares? It looks really cool. I'm really excited for it. It's absolutely burning through the stretch goals right now. So there's going to be like a nice pull-out map in the book. They're working on translating one of the adventures from the original game. They've got a foreword from the original game's author. It's just lots of really cool stuff. I'm very excited for it. And like, I already have a science fantasy mecha-based TTRPG. I've already got one. It's called Aetherblade. It came out earlier, or late last year, I think. No, it came out earlier this year. But it's science fantasy from a different direction, I think. It's more... Oh, fuck, my dog's doing it again. Mutt! Shut up, Mutt! Thank you. Nettle and marigold and water. Okay. Marigold, nettle, and water. Yeah, so I'm very excited for it. Because Escaflowne was a really cool show. It was very interesting. We're gonna make a lot of marigold decoction, because this is a good one to have. Boil for 2 turns. My frame rate chugged a little bit there for a second. That was weird. And flip. I was concerned when I started this stream that I wouldn't have enough content. That I wouldn't have enough, like, potion making in me to last the whole 3 hours. We're coming up on 2 hours almost. And we're doing all right. We're not even halfway through the book. So I guess we'll just get as much done as we can. Y'all still here? You getting bored of this yet? Getting bored of listening to me rant and rave about things I have no control over? Wishing for some... Seka! Hi, Seka! Welcome! Thank you so much for the raid, Seka. Your shoutout's coming up. It's going to go automatically. Oh no. Oh no. Doc, you went too fast.
Back in my days, we used to beat the living shit out of children to give them some proper manners.
It does it auto,
These
yeah, Doc. I
days,
have that
kids
auto
are
set up.
having no manners at all. Good old days. I remember my daily beatings from my parents.
Good
It
lord.
shaped me into this.
What were you what game was that, Seka? There you go, double shout out.
I can't see his face very well, can you? It's so difficult to walk around this waxwork, standing in front of it and looking at it.
That's okay. It's okay. Yeah, my shout out redeem always does a clip. It always pulls a clip. First, no, Seka, I got that. I understood that. Don't worry. I figured you hadn't been beaten by your parents. Jesus Christ. Well, hey, Seka, welcome. Thank you so much for the raid. I know you raid for like 24 hours, or you stream for 24 hours a day. So if you gotta go take care of yourself, go do your post-stream aftercare. It's very important. Go hydrate, go eat something. Please go take care of yourself. Thank you so much. Raiders, hi, I'm Lan. I like playing games that I like to play. Typically, you're gonna catch me playing a lot of like narrative-heavy games that I need to narrate. So if you like my voice, you're in the right place. But lately I have been utterly obsessed with Kingdom Come Deliverance II. So we're doing a chill, easy stream today where I am literally just gonna make potions all stream. It is 3 hours of making potions. If you don't know what Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 is, Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 is a 14th century Bohemian feudal era knight simulator. You play as Henry, who's a good old boy from Skalitz, which is somewhere in the Czech Republic. He is the son of a blacksmith, and he unfortunately got mixed up with some nobles doing some bullshit. The game is very slow. It's very methodical. The story is very... I fucked this up. I needed to boil this for a turn, for 2 turns. Oh, I fucked it up so bad. I didn't fuck it up. I did the thing correctly. Never mind. We're gonna make one more batch of marigold decoction because it's a very handy potion to have. I do like trains. Trains are great. Sometimes I'll play a train simulator on stream. Because potions are handy. Potions are useful. You never know when you might get stabbed in the back or something and you need a potion, you know? Boil for 2 turns. So yeah. Yeah, you'll typically catch me playing narrative games or sci-fi games. I'll play the occasional fantasy game. Mostly, you'll catch me playing things I really like on this stream. Because if I'm not having fun, then what's the point, right? Lately I've been playing a lot of I Was a Teenage Exocolonist, which I've really been enjoying. But games I've played in the past, like I've done Scarlet Hollow. I've done 1000 Times Resist. Orpheus, don't start. Mindlessly doing... Listen, I am powered by ADHD and autism, so we're good to go. Plus, this is fun, right? Like, you get to grind stuff and put it in a pot, and then you boil it, and then you pour it into a vial. It's fun. I never played RuneScape, though. That's one MMO I never touched. Okay, that's enough decoction for now. I can make more of these later. Do I want to make moonshine? I'll make one batch of moonshine and then we'll move on. So I need wormwood and mint and spirits. So the wormwood and the mint is up here. And we need spirits. I'll make one batch of moonshine and then we'll move on to something different. So, add the wormwood to the cauldron and boil for 2 turns. 2 wormwood, 2 mint. So 2 of everything. 1. Just go with Bitcraft Online. As much as I enjoyed playing MMOs when I was younger, I feel like I've grown out of them. Not grown out of them, that's the wrong way to put it. I no longer have the time to play MMOs. You know what I mean? Like, my primary MMO for a long time was FF14. I played FF14 since 1.0 beta, like 15 years ago. And I played it a lot. I've got tons and tons and tons of hours in that game. But at some point, you kind of get tired of it, you know? Like, I can't really do the grind anymore. Grind the mint and add it to the cauldron and then boil. So. But yeah, I'm kind of done with MMOs, if I'm honest. I get my kicks from co-op games now. So like, you gain debuff time. Yeah, no shit. No kidding. Where was I when the moon came down? Oh, what a memory. So me and my link shell, we spent that evening chasing Garleans in the Cardinal Flats, right? In fuck. Not Mordona, the other one. God, it's been a hot minute. Starts with a C. No, it was Mordona. It was Mordona. Yeah. So we were chasing Garleans in Mordona. And then we called it quits. And when there was about 20 minutes left on the clock, we all went to Limsa. And we hung out at the anchor yard. Actually, we hung out where Limlayan's thimble is now. So, yeah, we stood there, watching the moon, listening to the scary music. Me and my whole FC. I've actually got a screenshot or 2 from that point. And God, to this day, that moment is one of the most powerful memories I have ever had in any video game, you know? The most powerful thing I've ever had in any video game. Because it wasn't just an event, right? They stretched it out. The moon fell for a year or more. A year. I remember the day Dalamud turned red. I remember the day it started getting closer and closer and closer. Every month it got a little bit closer. And then they introduced Sid and they teased it for just a second with like the, you know, zoom in on Sid's mouth and he goes, meteor. Yeah. And then, you know, you're getting closer and closer and the weather starts changing and the Garleans start being more bold and there are Garlean airships flying overhead across all of Eorzea. And then Louis, good old Louis Sois, who was just the kooky old guy who hung out in Gridania, who asked you to bring him totems so that you could guarantee get a drop from the primals, either Ifrit or Garuda, because they were the only ones at the time. He was just a kooky old man. And then he comes up and he says, I need your help. You need to go pray at the symbols of the 12, and it will help me protect everyone from Dalamud. So you did. So you went out to all of these 12 symbols of the, you know, the symbols of the 12, and you prayed to them. And when you finished the quest, he gave you a ring with your guardian deity on it, the guardian you picked at character creation. So I still have my Limlayan's ring because Limlayan is my guardian deity and has been since the start, right? So I have that ring. I wear it on every single one of my glamours in that game. And then you get to the end and we're all stood in the anchor yard and the moon comes down. The timer hits 0, and the second the timer hits 0, the server shut off. Everything stopped. And then that video dropped on YouTube. And chat, you need to understand, it wasn't just, you know, the Warrior of Light and his party fighting the Garleans and then Dalamud explodes. It wasn't, or, you know, Dalamud's coming down and then fucking Louis shows up and he, you know, he puts up the barrier around what came out of Dalamud. And let me tell you right now, not a single person, at least in my link shell, had any hint at all of what happened, what was going to happen with Dalamud. No one expected that, at least in my link shell. Maybe people who are better at FF, you know, Final Fantasy than I am did, but no one in my link shell expected that. So we're sitting there after, you know, fighting the Garleans in Mordona, and we're standing in the anchor yard, and we're watching this video together. We were in Discord watching it together. Or were we in Discord? We may have been in something different. This was a long time ago. Anyway, we're all watching it together. And when it cuts to, like, Yashtola and Thancred and all of them praying at the symbols of the 12, it wasn't them praying there. It was us. I did that, you know? Me and my friends did that. And then it failed. And Louis whisks everyone off to 5 years in the future. And it was such an amazing moment. It was so powerful, and it was such a cool thing to have shared with my friends. To this day, the coolest thing I have ever experienced in any video game ever. And then if you were a 1.0 player, if you were a legacy player, your start in 2.0 when it finally came out, you didn't start the same place everyone else did. In the little video, you know, when the Warrior of Light and his party kind of whooshes back into the forest, that's where you started. If you were a legacy player, you got whooshed back into the forest. And it was this flash. And you're there, you're back, after having been gone for 5 years. And then the whole storyline for 1.0, they stopped doing it after 1.0, but the whole storyline for 1.0, they kept dropping hints of like, oh, yeah, a lot of people have lost their memory, but I remember you. I remember fighting with you on the Cardinal Flats. You know, I remember working with you. You know, the Admiral remembers you. Admiral Blufusveen remembers you. Sid remembers you. Like, everyone. It was so fucking cool. God, it was cool. Man. What a time. Embrocation. Increases agility of good quality, reduces the amount of stamina used by sprinting. So we need oil, eyebright. I gotta be careful with this stream. God, we only have 45 minutes left on this one because I gotta make dinner tonight. Oh! We're not even halfway through this book. We're only on embrocation. Jesus Christ. Okay, well. We're gonna go until 6 o'clock my time, which is in about 45 minutes. We'll see how much we get done. I'm sorry for ranting so much about Final Fantasy XIV there, but yeah, it was so cool. So we need oil, eyebright, poppy, and valerian, and the tusk of a wild boar. I don't have that. I can't make this recipe. Interesting. Okay, well, next one, I guess. Nighthawk. You need water, 2 handfuls of eyebright, a handful of belladonna, and a handful of chamomile. Grind the eyebright, add the belladonna, boil for 3 turns. Grind the chamomile and add it to the cauldron and pour. Okay. So, starting with water. And then we want... Come on. We want 2 eyebright, right? And there's some ads coming up in about 3 minutes. So 2 handfuls of eyebright ground. In you go. Love to hear more? Yeah, of course. Of course. There is, to this day, some stuff I miss from FF14 1.0, from 1.x. So when people say 1.0, it ended on 1.23b. That was the last patch we got before it all ended. 1.23b. 1.23b was good. When people bitch and moan about 1.0, they usually are talking about 1.0, like 1.0, when Yoshi P wasn't even in the picture. It was a different guy producing the game. He stepped down, and then Yoshi P took over. And 1.0 was a mess. Absolutely, it was a mess. Like, no one had chocobos. There was no sprint mechanic. You couldn't jump. So, like, in those times... Hold on. Add it to the cauldron. Add the belladonna. 1 belladonna and boil for 3 turns. So, in those times, you didn't have a chocobo. You couldn't sprint. So, everyone ranked or leveled up a gathering class, because every single gathering class had a skill that that would give you a temporary sprint if you were far enough away from a gathering point. So everyone ranked up a gathering class because you needed it, right? Like if you wanted to run anywhere. And the reason you needed to run everywhere is that teleports cost something called anima. And you only ever had, I think it was 100 anima maximum, and it regened in real time over time. So once you ran out of anima, you weren't teleporting anywhere anymore. You had to hoof it everywhere, you know? So it was a lot of walking because the maps were fucking huge. And yeah, it didn't have auto attack. That was another thing. It didn't have auto attack. Grind the chamomile. 1 handful of chamomile. Add it to the cauldron and pour. So that was one thing that was fun. But I then remember when chocobos finally came out. I don't remember which patch it was. But the chocobos finally got released, and there's a whole lore thing to it. I don't know if they stuck to the lore at all, but there was a whole thing to it. We didn't have chocobos because all of the chocobos were kept by Ishgard. And Ishgard kept the doors closed, right? Because they were scared of the Garleans. And they were the only one with chocobos. So, you know, the free companies had to beg and scrape for chocobos. So eventually Ishgard finally released chocobos to the 3 nations, but only to their free companies. So the only way to get a chocobo was if you signed on with a free company. And at the time, the lore was Ishgard only gave out male chocobos, because that way they still controlled the breeding. And actually, the very first Easter event in 1.0 involved what's-her-face. I forget her name, the cat girl who, like, she's always the one who does the Easter events. I don't know if she still is anymore, but what's-her-face. The very, very, very first Easter event was entirely based around her finding an egg, being absolutely positive it was a chocobo. And then eventually when it hatched, it ended up not being a chocobo, it was a dodo. But at the end of the event, at the end of the Easter event, the cutscenes, it cuts to 2 shadowy figures on a hill who were talking, saying, "Thank God we swapped the eggs out in time, or else that could have been a disaster." And it's like, you motherfuckers, it was a chocobo egg. We almost had chocobos. The first Easter event happened before we got our chocobos, before the chocobos were finally released. So it was such a close thing. It would have been so cool. We need Eyebright, Belladonna, and Chamomile. And Eyebright. It would have been so cool. The entire thing was downloaded in the end, leading to the beginning of 2.0. Leading to the beginning of 2.0, Seka. Yeah. So 1.0 literally burned in a fire because 2.0 had to come out. But yeah. And then just little things, like there was no auto attack, and there was still technical points, right? TP. And you built up TP by doing your main attack. I feel like if you talk to... How much? To Eyebright. If you talk to any 1.0 players, any legacy players, a lot of them will have their main attack on 2 on their keyboard, if they're using keyboard buttons. And that's a holdover from the fact that your your quote-unquote auto attack, the attack you had to press a lot of, you put it on 1 because it was at the front of the bar, and then your real attacks would be from 2 onwards, right? So, yeah, I'll put that down. I finally get to use the dish for once. I forgot to put stuff in there. I forgot to put water in there. Yeah, it ended 1.0 and started 2.0. But yeah, so your real attack started from 2 onwards. So a lot of veteran players, just from muscle memory, will have their attacks starting from 2 and then 1 will be something else, you know? Or at least that's how I still play it. Then again, I'm weird. I play at the Belladonna, 1 Belladonna. I play entirely keyboard only. Just keyboard. And I have been mocked for it. And by just keyboard, I mean no mouse. Like, I literally, both my hands are on the keyboard. And that's partly because that's how I played 1.0. Partly because 1.0 didn't have software mouse or hardware mouse. Like, it only had the game's mouse, and it was so laggy and bad. And also partly because I did play FF11 very briefly when I was younger. Was that 2 or 3? That was 2, right? Okay, this is 3, I think. Genuinely, Doc, I think FF14 might have one of the best ever controller layouts for an MMO out there. The controller gameplay for FF14 is fantastic. They did such a good job with it. Chamomile, ground, added, and pour. Yeah, no. Yeah, no, they did a really good job with the controller play. I don't play with controller, obviously. Keyboard only, but... I think Spooky plays controller. I think. I could be wrong. Or? Yeah. The ambiance in this game is very nice. Nice and calm, you know? Alright, that's enough Nighthawk. Let's go to the next one. I think I made 2 of Nighthawk, so I've got 6 of those. I've made Lullaby before, and I've never used it, so I'm just not going to bother with that one. Quick Finger, I would like some of this. So you need 2 handfuls of Valerian, 2 handfuls of Eyebright, and a Cobweb. Add the Cobweb and Eyebright to the cauldron and boil for 3 turns. Grind the Valerian, and add it to the cauldron, boil for 1 turn, and pour. Cobweb, that's interesting. Okay. So... Shit, I've already forgotten what I read. 2 Eyebright. 2 Eyebright and the Cobweb and boil. Okay. Wait. Go down there. Let's just put everything in here. So, Eyebright. Put you in there. And the Cobweb. Imagine making a potion with Cobweb in it. Imagine drinking Cobweb. Oh, I can't put that there? Okay. Put you back, I guess. And water. What else can I talk about in 1.0? It's just little stuff. Like, Limsa. Limsa Lominsa. You know the bridge outside Limsa Lominsa? That wasn't a cutscene. There were no loading between zones. You used to have to run the whole length of the bridge every single time you wanted to leave Limsa. The whole length of the bridge from start to finish. It wasn't until much later, when they gave us their chocobos, when they added a person at the head of the bridge who would cutscene you out. Like, you could go up to this person and talk and basically say, hey, I want to take my chocobo out. It works for 5 minutes before players go apeshit. Try a full year, Seka. It was like that for a full year. Oh, man. God. Yeah, so you could ride your chocobo out of the city and it would cutscene you out of the city. But even then, like, you gotta run everywhere, you know? The old Black Shroud, the Gridanian forest there, was a nightmare to navigate. Hi, Spooky. Thank you for shooting me. Yeah, the Black Shroud was an absolute fucking nightmare to navigate. Go right now, go on Google, look up 1.0 maps for the Black Shroud. It took fucking hours to get anywhere. It was a nightmare. What? Why are you shooting me, Desty? What did I do? Grind the Valyrian. How much Valyrian? 2 handfuls of Valyrian. Desty, what did I do? Why are you spraying me? I don't deserve this punishment. You just wanted to. Bath time. Getting wet. Getting extra wet. Desty sprayed me. Wet from that. Into the bath. Joke's on you. This tub is full of maple syrup. God, I should do that. I should recolor the water to make it maple syrup colored. That would be funny, right? Boil for 1 turn. It's just oil? Yeah, pretty much. I actually, when I started streaming, I did that thing that I think most people who dream do. And I started thinking about, like, oh, what will my gamer subs flavor be? I wouldn't work with gamer subs anymore, because I don't fuck with people who fuck with Nazis. But if I were to have, like, my thing, you know, it would definitely be, I would call it either GamerBot coolant or like hydraulic oil or something like that. And it would be the color of oil and it would taste like maple. That's what I want, you know, because I'm Canadian. So water, Valyrian, Eyebright, and Cobweb. Eyebright, Valyrian, and Cobweb. And water. I think that would be cool though, right? A maple flavored caffeine induced gamer drink. I think that'd be fun. Actually, I am getting kind of hungry. I think I'm just gonna make pizza tonight. A flatbread. And the cobweb and boil for 3 turns. All right, here we go. So, this is 1. This is gonna be coming up on 2. God, oh my God, the funniest thing about 1.0 FF14. So, back then, level cap was 50. But the monsters didn't have the same level cap. So you could find up to level 99 monsters in just the regular overworld, in the Eorzea. Back then, people would return as much as possible because returning was free. So it didn't cost anima to return. But you couldn't return on command. You had to die first. So keep that in mind. You had to die to return. The second thing was, at the time, you know how Limsa is sort of the world hub now because the aetheryte crystal is right next to the markets? Back then, the hub city was Ul'dah, because the teleport into Ul'dah is where it is right now. That one didn't change. The other 2 cities did, but Ul'dah's aetheryte crystal like location didn't change, and it was right next to the markets. And the markets are different from what they are now. I'll get into that later. So Ul'dah was the player hub. So everyone was in Ul'dah all the time. When they weren't out adventuring. But if you wanted to return, there was a paste. The dragon dude, the long flat dragon dude, standing outside, who was like level 70 or 80 or something. He just stood outside Ul'dah. And so what you would do is you knew that you needed to return. So you would get naked, because if you died with your clothes on, they would get damaged. You would get naked, and then you'd go up and you'd poke the paste, and he would chomp on your head and you would die. And then you could do your return. And everyone did that for ages. And then one day, Yoshi P comes out with a patch. And in this patch, among a whole bunch of other things, was a return button. And the patch notes basically said, it is not heroic for the Warrior of Light to go out and commit suicide to get where they needed to be. Like, you shouldn't have to go out and taunt a monster who will kill you so that you could use your public transit system, you know? So that's when we got our return button. God, what a time it was. The markets, oh my god. We have, we still have our... Wow, what are they called? What are they called? The people you can hire and they carry stuff for you and they sell it for you on the market. What the hell are they called? It starts with a V? Someone help me out here. The people you can hire and you give them your items and they'll sell them for you on the market. Yeah, the people who can, and they can gather stuff for you too. No, Seka. Vendors, thank you. Jesus Christ, the vendors. No, is it? It's not vendor, is it? Oh my god, I have to Google this. FF14. Sell stuff on the markets. What the hell are they called? Retainer. It's not a V at all. That's an R. The retainers. So we had retainers back in 1.0. And actually, fun fact. Back then, could you have multiple retainers back then? I think you could. I actually can't remember. But I remember my first retainer. She's a Hura girl, a Midlander. And I distinctly remember taking her because her default name was Placentia. And my very first thought was, oh, your parents probably didn't like you very much. I'm going to take you and hire you. But I never forgot that her name was Placentia with an N. And an I, you know, Placentia, Placentia. So she was my first ever retainer, and I still have her. But back then, to sell stuff, you had the market wards, and there were 8 market wards, and they were these little rooms that had the most annoying music in them. And to sell stuff, you would give your items to your retainer, and go into one of these wards. There were 8 of them. Pick a spot in the ward and tell your retainer to stand there. And they could either stand just on the floor or behind a booth, and the booths cost more. It costs you money to do this. Like Gil in game. And there was no search system. So if people wanted to buy things, they would have to go into these wards and go up to every single retainer and check their wares one by one, because there was no search system when it started. So, of course, an MMO community doing what it does best, everyone came to a consensus very quickly that, like, Ward 1 was for these items, Ward 2 was for these items, Ward 3 was for these items. Also, people, you could change the name of your retainer. So people changed their names, their retainer names, to be very descriptive. So like my first ever retainer, it was called, she's actually still called Len's Fish Market, because I only sold fish from her. You know? So, like, you had to do that. Eventually we got a search function. And then in 2.0, obviously, the wards went away and we just got regular ass market boards. Thank God for that. But the old market ward music was something. It was the really bouncy one, the bum 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 bum. And then the maracas come in, the and it's that one. You know it because they've reused it in 2.0. Government name is Len's Fish Market. Yeah, first name Len, middle name Fish, last name Market. Oh, absolutely, Seka. Absolutely, absolutely. I totally get why it did poorly. But by 1.23b, they had fixed enough of the problems that it was genuinely a good time. And I'll say it. I said it then, and I'll say it again. there is still stuff from 1.0 that I miss that 2.0 still doesn't have. And you don't know how frustrating it was in 2.0 and in 3.0 and in 4.0 when they would drip feed us these things. And the community would go crazy like, "Oh my god, we're getting a timer." And it's like, we had that in 1.0. "Oh my god, we're getting a random like thingy." Oh, we had that in 1.0. Like there was so many things we had in 1.0 that I don't know we still don't have. In 1.0, you could fix other people's stuff. I don't know if you can do that yet. I think I remember reading somewhere that that's finally a thing you can do. But in 1.0, you could put your items up, like display that your items were damaged, and you were willing to pay someone to repair them for you. And the people would come up and interact with you and fix your shit, and they would automatically be paid whatever you put in the purse for that. And they knew how much was in there. But like that was a thing we had back then. And it took them years to give it back to us, you know? So it was just frustrating. To me, it's the same kind of thing as like whenever an Apple user, an iPhone user is like, "Oh my god, the iPhone is doing this thing." It's like, yeah, Android's had that for like half a decade now. What are you talking about? You know? Not that I have any loyalty to Android or iPhone at all. I have an Android phone, but like Google's garbage lately anyway, so. Yeah, Seka. It was trying to do it was trying to be FF11 too, basically, you know? Oh god, we're only gonna get through this Buck's Blood Potion here, I think. So we need St. John's Wort, Comfrey, and Dandelion. So grind the wort, add it to the cauldron, add the comfrey to the cauldron and boil. Add the dandelion and boil again and pour. So we're only grinding the wort, and we only need one of each. Okay. Wait, what are we starting with? Oil. Yeah. But it's hard to explain to people who aren't there, you know? Because people who weren't there only see the bad. They only hear the bad. And it just makes me sad. Because it was a good... I can't even say it was a good game. It was a game I enjoyed. I'll put it that way. It was a game I enjoyed. It was a game I played with my friends a lot. I made some excellent memories in it. And despite its issues, it was a good time. I miss it still, you know? And like, do I miss it? Or do I miss my friends I had in it who don't play anymore, you know? One of my very best friends in that game died before 2.0 came out. You know? He got cancer and died, and he never got to see 2.0. And it breaks my heart. It's just... Yeah. And Narion, he was a good friend. He's the guy who told me about the anime Anohana, actually. He's the one who told me I should watch Anohana. He said, "You're going to cry, Len." And I'm like, "It's just an anime. Of course I'm not going to cry." And then I watched Anohana, and I fucking bawled my eyes out. Sad anime, that is. And now I watch it, and I'm even more sad. Because it just reminds me of him, too. And it's like, he was a good guy. You know? Oh, using the bellows. Okay, so dandelion straight into the cauldron. And then we boil. This. And we boil. Let me move this up. 2 people who got married IRL. I've heard that before. That's pretty cool. And pour. Yeah, I mean, you play one game with the same amount of people all the time, right? I totally get it. Absolutely. Let's do one more of these. So, wort, comfrey, and dandelion. Dandelion, comfrey, and St. John's wort. And oil.
Good day.
Yeah, I miss my friends. And it's not like they all, you know, disappeared. It's just over time, people stop playing. You know, life changes, and priorities change, life circumstances change, and you just don't have time anymore for your game, you know? And like, even I don't play FF14 that much because it got to a point where it's just like, it's the same thing all the time. Every patch. It's different. The story's fun to play. But it's always the same thing. You know? New trial. New relic. New armors. They're all just reskins. It's just... I don't know. I log in every 3 or 4 months to do the event, and then I don't touch it again. You know? It's just, it makes me sad because I think about it. And like, I keep my subscription going because as a legacy player, I have in perpetuity a big discount on the subscription. It's $10 USD per month for me, you know? So like, I just keep the subscription going because it doesn't cost anything. But yeah, I don't know. One day I'll cancel my subscription and that'll be a sad day. Okay, and up. And pour, I believe. Yep. And pour. Ooh, 15 minutes. Let's see if we have time for another potion or if I'll yak my friggin' ears off again. Went from from WoW to Guild Wars 2. Yeah, I tried Guild Wars 2 and it didn't grab me. I wasn't super into Guild Wars 2. Let you pay for it. Second, me too. That's sort of the main thing is I burned out on MMOs. I just don't have the time for them, especially now that I'm streaming, you know? My weeks are packed now. I stream 4 days a week and I have Japanese lessons 2 days a week. And then like I have responsibilities as an adult, you know, like I gotta do stuff. Marigold, 2 dandelion. So add dandelion to the cauldron and boil. Grind the marigold and add, then boil and distill. Okay, we can do that. So we're starting with water. Stream the MMOs. I don't know that I would like streaming MMOs. I don't know that I would like that. It's... I don't know. Before I re-debuted, when I was still playing as my cat girl, I would stream fishing in FF14 every so often. But... I don't know that I found it fun, if I'm completely honest. It's very chill. I guess it's very similar to this, actually. It's just a lot of me yakking. Just yapping away. Which maybe would go over better now that I actually have an audience. Y'all seem to enjoy me talking. And I've been talking for 3 hours. Boil for 1 turn, and then grind the marigold. I could try. I could do that. How much marigold? 1 marigold. Grind this up. Before we finish, we'll take a look at the inventory and see how much we've made today. And then we boil this, right? Boil for 2 turns. Boil it up. Oh, thanks, Orpheus. It is such a wild thing to hear anyone say that they enjoy listening to me talk. Because when I was a kid, oh boy, more than once I got, "Shut up, Len. God, you just keep talking." You know it. The talkative child kind of thing. So it's nice that I found something to use these powers on. Although if I'm completely honest, when I started streaming, I wasn't sure if I would be able to do this. There's a reason I started streaming with Arma. Oh, nice. Thank you, Destiny. That's appreciated. Yeah, no. Had to learn to talk to games. Maybe I should have left the category as just chatting, eh, Doc? Maybe I'll do that next time if we do this again. chamomile, dandelion, and marigold. Yeah, for sure, Seka. Me too. I thought I would have to learn this as well, because what? Because I never really paid attention to how much I talk. It wasn't until I started streaming that I realized even when I'm not streaming, I never shut up. Like, I talk to myself constantly, you know? Less so when I'm focusing on something. So, like, when I stream this just in the Discord, I am a lot more quiet. Until stuff starts happening, and then I won't shut up, kind of thing. But yeah, I yap a lot. But this is the reason I started streaming Arma, because I figured, like, oh, I'm not going to be able to yap, but I don't want there to be dead air. So if I have teammates to play with, or the radio in-game going off, then that'll help. But then it turns out it's actually almost a hindrance, because I never shut up. I just talk a lot. Talking to yourself? Yeah, I talk to myself all the time. I never shut up. Hello, my cat. Can I help you? No? Okay, bye. Grind, grind, grind. Throw this in, boil for 2 turns, and then pour. And what we're going to get out of this is a whole pile of potions, which will be very nice. A pile of my potions, that's the main thing. I've leveled up my alchemy to the point now where I make the best potions in the game, you know? They're like triple quality kind of thing. Boil for 2 turns. There are perks that you can either take it so you can make them more easily, or you can make more of them in a single go. Cat checks on robot. Wait, not pour, distill. In you go. I am bug-free, Seka. Ain't no bugs on me. Can't you see me in this pool? Getting nice and clean in here. I might have time to make another couple things. Do I want to make Lethean water? I don't know that I want to make Lethean water. I can't anyway. I don't have any henbane. Water. I remember the first time I heard someone from the States pronounce it water, and I was so confused. Like, you want what to drink? Water? Water? Because in Canada, or at least in my end of Canada, we say water, which I know is also not correct. But we soften that T a whole lot, you know? Chamomile decoction, I never use. Painkiller brew might be nice. Poppy, comfrey, and marigold. What else can we make? Fever tonic? Yeah, man, we didn't get through very much of this. Although, lion perfume, mentha perfume, and soap, right? Nope. Gunpowder. Let's make some gunpowder. Let's make some scattershot gunpowder. So you need sulfur, saltpeter, and a handful of infused charcoal, whatever the hell that is. With the opium in it? Yeah, why do you think there's poppy in the painkiller? So grind sulfur and saltpeter and add them to the cauldron. Boil for 3 turns. Grind the infused charcoal and add it to the cauldron. Boil for 1 turn. Pour into a mortar and grind. Oh, interesting. Pour into a mortar. I didn't know that was a thing you could do. Okay, let's try that out. Ah, I've never done this before. So we start with water. Making gunpowder. For my gun. So water. And then sulfur and saltpeter ground. Saltpeter. And sulfur. Grind it up. And then into the cauldron and boil for 3 turns. No, I need to figure out when I'm going to play next week. Because I don't I'm not sure I'll do this again. Unless you like this. If y'all liked this, we could do this again. But I might look for something different. There's a few games I'm interested in playing. And frankly, I play this one so much during not stream that I am scared of burning myself out on it. So I have Tacoma. I've been meaning to play Tacoma. Might check that one out. That one's like a sci-fi narrative walking simulator type story game. It's supposed to be good from what I hear. Okay, so we've boiled that, and then grind the charcoal and add it. Okay. Grind, 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 grind. In you go. And then we boil that for 1 turn. And let that go. Boil. No, of course not. No, 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 no. As soon as Exocolonist is done, we're going to do observation. That's a promise. Boiled for 1 turn. Okay. And then pour into a mortar. Pour and grind. Interesting. I've never done this before. How do you grind a liquid? Dropped half of it. You rude. Scattershot. Cool. Well, that's fun. Just add water so it's a paste. Yeah, I guess that makes sense. And then soap. Which I won't make any of right now because I have a lot still. I don't really need any perfumes. I don't need a fever tonic. I don't really need painkiller brew. I guess, how about this? Before we wrap up. Let's check my inventory. What did we get out of this? A good amount of stuff. So 6 Aqua Vitalis, 6 Artemisia, 6 Buck's Blood, 9 Cockerel, 6 Digestive Potions, 6 Fox, 12 Hair of the Dog. I probably didn't need this much. 12 Marigold Decoction is good. You're in the bath, make soap. I have soap. Look, it's right here. Oh, actually, I am running low on soap. Okay, let's make a soap. I'll make a soap and then we'll call it quits. So Marigold Decoction, I've got 6 Nighthawk, 6 Quick Finger, and 12 Savior Schnapps, which is good. And then I did make some poison. That's okay. Let's make some soap before we finish up. I was going to show you my smithy, but we can do that some other time. All right. Gotta go to the soap page. Soap yourself with a bar? Yeah, it slips everywhere. No, 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 no. As a hedonist robot that I am, I take all my baths are bubble baths. Every single one. I put soap in here. I got myself a bath bomb. I get all nice and lathered up, all nice and wet. Oh, Destiny's not here to clip that. Thank God for that. So, we need thistle, dandelion, and charcoal. Grind the thistle, add it to the cauldron, boil for 2 turns. No, Desti. Desti is here. Add the dandelion and boil for 1. Grind the charcoal, add it to the cauldron, and pour. Hi, Desti. You start with oil. God damn it. No, that's fine. That's okay. I don't know what clips I can pull from this stream. It's just been me talking and making potions. This has been such a weird stream. 2 thistle. And grind. I'm glad they put the book. They made the book in such a way that you can check what the recipe is just by glancing over your shoulder. I like that they did that. Ugh. Grind, grind, grind. In you go. And then we boil it for 2 turns. It's a power bomb. Like from Metroid. I love Samus. Samus is one of my favorite characters. Her power armor in Metroid Dread? Oof. Oof. They did not need to make armor look that sexy. They did everything in their power to accentuate her hips and thighs, and I am fucking here for it. Add the dandelion and boil for one turn. God, Samus and Metroid Dread looked so good. I hope I haven't had someone who maybe wants to buy this game pop in and go, this game looks like shit. You're just stood in front of a cauldron making stuff. This game is ass. Hopefully not. Cracks a demon core with her thighs. Fuck it up. Grind the charcoal.
God bless you.
God bless you, sister. Put the charcoal and pour. All right. I will show the smithy off. I want to show off the smithy because I'm proud of it. So, we're going to be wrapping up shortly. Made soap. I made 8 soap? Wait. Hold on. What?
At least you know when to round up the cattle.
Did I make 8 soap? Christ. Okay. Well, there you go. I made a lot of soap. How's that? Are we happy with that? So this is my outfit. And we are going to
Come here.
call my dog. Wherever the hell my dog went. There you are. Get on my shit.
All we need is a bloke who can't get it up when it's going to be sunny, and we'll be the 3 wise men.
3 cripples, more like.
Stay clean. Be no criminal. But do what? So... Stay clean. Be... Oh, fuck. Be no criminal, but... Right? I need to put some stuff away before I can, fast travel to my smithy. So hold, please, while I go put some stuff away. How's this? It is killing my frame rate a little bit as a VTuber. So yeah, it's okay to stream this so long as I'm stuck near the alchemy bench, but as soon as I start walking around, it kills my VTuber powers. I'm sorry, everyone. I'm gonna put all this away. Okay. Surface staring 8%? Yeah, basically. I mean, the game isn't trying to do anything at the alchemy bench, right? So... it's fine. Yeah, I'm a little jittery. It's okay. Blame, the internet. I don't know. There's my horse. Alright. So, I'm at the Devil's Den, and my smithy is all the way over here in Kuttenberg. And we're off. Oh, hey. You saw them before they saw you. Avoid them. Avoid the battle. You just beat Silksong. Well done, Doc. Good job. Did you like it? How was it? I've heard good things about it, but it's not my kind of game, so I'm not going to be playing it. Banger of a game? Awesome. I'm glad. I'm so happy people who were waiting so long for their games are getting their games. As a Star Citizen sucker, I wish that were me. Get off the juicy meatus of this horse. Check it out. Check out my smithy. Look how pretty it is. Right? I got my sign. It's a little beat up, but I'm gonna change it eventually. I've got my nice area here. People can come in here and buy stuff out of here. I put stuff in here for people to buy. Come in the front door. And then we got the smithy. Look how nice this is. Oh, I'm so jittery now. Oh, my VTuber frame rate. I'm sorry, everyone. But look how nice this is. We got the nice forge burning away. Nice German pattern anvil. Good old cross-peen hammer. Good to go. You got some oil in a barrel here. Lots of rasps. Bunch of hammers and sledges. You got your swedge holes over here. Your sharpening tool. This is how you build up the smithy. Right? Isn't it romantic? Isn't it nice? This is how you build up the smithy. So you can handle your room upstairs. You can handle the yard, which I'll show you in a moment. Or you can handle the facade of the building. So... Oh, I can change my sign. Let's change my sign. This one. There we go. Now I have a new sign. And I can apparently paint some stuff. I don't have enough money. So then you head out. And these two I haven't built anything on yet because they're very expensive. But this one's like a foundry for making weapons. And this one's an armory eventually. I've got my little alchemist bench in here, which I really wanted to do this stream from. But I'll show you what's going on with it. You see? You see how it says like Venum and then Venum again? Or like Oleum and Oleum again? Or there's like 2 vials here, there's 2 cauldrons here. Like they're doubled up. So it doesn't work very well. It's hard to use. This is eventually going to get all built up. I've got a little wash basin here to wash my clothes. A little other basin here to wash my face. I've got some honey, some bee skeps over here that I can use. A smokehouse over there. Eventually that's going to be a horse stable and like herb garden. It means it's double efficient. Sure. Sorry, I didn't realize I had a customer. Can I help you?
How can I help you, good wife?
My husband owns a couple of very fast horses.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes we go riding together, but he's always faster than me. So, I wanted to ask you, could you make me some horseshoes that will make my horse fast as the wind?
Yes.
Beat your husband in a race?
Absolutely, I can do that.
Something like that. I'll pay you handsomely if you put in an effort.
Very well.
Accept commission. This is the
I'll
thing
forge
I
you
love
a
about this game.
horseshoe so light, your horse will barely feel them.
Is the commissions part of it.
Smith. I'm
Like-
glad I have something to look forward to, now that life at home isn't worth a damn.
Oh,
What's
lady.
the matter?
My husband, Gerd, he...
The
he
saint?
had this
Saint
beautiful
Gerd?
sword forged to make his neighbor jealous.
Oh,
Only ever since then, he doesn't care about anything else.
that was
He
me.
carries it around wherever he goes,
I made that sword.
always admiring it. He even brings it to bed.
God, this frame rate is fucking brutal.
He's
I'm
behaving
sorry,
like a
everyone.
madman. I was hoping if I convince him to go riding with me, and I beat him in a race, maybe he'll snap out of it.
Oh no.
I'll do my very best.
I've ruined this lady's happy marriage. What time is it? Okay, I need to hurry to make those horseshoes. So I'm going to show you my rooms. And then we're going to call this quits for the day because I'm hungry. Check out my cozy little room. It's my own little home. Got a bed. And I got this nice table. And this is where I keep all my stuff. And I got wine on tap. I got wine on tap. Be jealous. Be jealous, chat. Wine in my room. It's the best. This game is awesome. Okay. We are going to call it quits there. So, where will you put my streamer setup? We're not doing that. Okay. Let me start wrapping this up. So, do this. A little bit of tunes. Now, typically, actually, I guess I can still do that. Don't be sad. I'm sorry to say. On this schedule, you can see a schedule for Vintage Story tomorrow. Hey, I can move again. Unfortunately, that's not happening. I can't do my Vintage Story stream tomorrow. Azza will be streaming it still, I think, and I will be joining him. It just won't be live on my end because I need to end early because I've been drafted to do some work outside of the house. So I would have had to end like an hour, like 2 hours early anyway. I'm sorry, but do stop in on Aza's stream if you aren't already following Aza. Sorry, Doc, I'll get this one myself. If you aren't already following Aza, do go follow Aza, and I will be on his channel tomorrow. And if you miss me on Vintage Story tomorrow, then catch me on Saturday for Arma. We're gonna have some fun with that.
I think I'm decent too.
And that's it. That's the stream. So
I think I got possessed.
thank you all so much, so much for hanging out with me. It is always a joy knowing that people out there like watching me stream. We are going to raid to someone. I don't know who yet. Who's live? Quasar's live. We do like Quasar here. Anyone else? Thank you, Destiny. Yura's live. I like Yura. This is hard to pick. This is hard to pick. Thank you, Theka. You know what? I haven't rated to you. Actually, Neo's live. Let's raid out to Neo. So, raid is live. Thank you all so much once again for hanging out with me. It's always a blast. I will see you all tomorrow. And if I don't, have a good one. Bye, everyone. I'm going to refund you those push-ups, Destiny. You can't do that right at the end, damn it.